Hey everybody, Ham here. Yo, I'm not dead. And of course, America's Chicken, and apparently new star of some Asian porn sites. What's up with that, Fred? Oh, let me introduce you to somebody. Fred now has a girlfriend. Uh, I came home from overseas and discovered Gertrude. Gertrude spends a lot of time on her back, and we'll leave it at that. But yeah, she what's my therapist said not to go into it in too much detail. Anyway, all right. When last I was here, I had shown you guys my cheap little work lights that I use. I'm on the street all the time in my job, and I use small flashlights every single day, multiple times a day. And although there are a number of really fantastic lights out there, heavy duty, bomb proof, very bright, I tend to destroy things. Okay, this is a light that I started using probably in I don't know, a couple of years ago. But the only reason it survives is because I didn't carry it every way. I do carry it now every day, and it is getting to be a little beat up. But anyway, people were interested in the modifications I made with the 3 LED Night Eyes mod, and the Q switch, the rubber bushing on the end, and they've been asking, how do you do it? Can you do it to an existing Maglite? Well, yeah, of course you can, and that's what this is about. I went out and picked up a couple more that I needed anyway, and I thought we'd go through the conversion process and show you exactly how the old Mini-Mag can be converted to a nice LED. Now, they've made some improvements since last I started doing these, so we're going to look at those too. But anyway, there's my standard one. We're going to move that over there. Now, I've got a couple things to show you. First of all, this is the standard Mini-Mag incandescent bulb light as you would get it out of the package. I actually have one there to show you what the packaging's like. Matter of fact, let's do that now. This is, I have these open so I can get them out easy for the video. This is how the Mini-Mag standard package shows up at Walmart or any of the box stores or anywhere you buy these. These run about $7. Comes with 2 AA batteries, fairly recent. You get a couple of spare incandescent bulbs and a very useless belt holster made out of ripstop nylon, which is, no big deal. But this is it. This is in the gunmetal gray. You take it out. We're going to set the packaging aside. And you basically have the empty tube. And this design hasn't changed in over 15 years. Why? Because it works. They came up with a great idea a long time ago, and they didn't change it. You have a machined aluminum tube with heavy-duty water seals at the battery end and at the lens end, and it is virtually waterproof, and it takes a tremendous beating to break one of these just straight out of the box. Now, this is the incandescent bulb. I don't know if you can see in there, but all it is a small, tiny little incandescent bulb in a reflector. Now, that's what makes these focusable. The reflector moves, but the bulb stays stationary. As the bulb slides in and out of the focal plane of this reflector, the reflector will focus the light energy into different patterns. That's how this is focusable as you turn it. Okay, as you unscrew it, the reflector comes out and goes through wide to spot and back to wide again. And then the way they turn it on and off, the seat, and we'll show you that in a minute, the seat that the bulb sits in is actually a pressure switch. When you wind the lens housing down all the way, it causes the base of the reflector to push against the plate that the incandescent bulb is sitting in, pushing it down, and that disconnects the circuit and turns everything off. So, very simple design and inexpensive. You lose one of these things, $8. Okay, $8 nowadays is $8, but Not that big of a deal. Let's put this to the side and let's look again. This is an older one from one of my toolkits that I wanted to upgrade anyway, but this is still the incandescent. You turn it on and you get the very wide beam. Okay? How do I do this? As you turn the reflector so that it moves out, it focuses the light energy and spotlights it. And then you go past that point, you go back out to wide beam. So you've got a nice focusable light. Very, very useful and fairly bright. The only problem is this incandescent bulb, like any incandescent bulb, really eats the batteries. And they are waterproof, but they're not shockproof. And a lot of shock, if you drop it, wrap it against something, will go straight through to the incandescent bulb and break that little filament. Okay, so not very rugged. I mean, it is rugged, but again, not impact proof like some of the newer lights. So you get what you pay for, $7. And they do give you spare bulbs, as I showed you. Okay, but here comes the LED revolution. Now, they came out with their own version of the LED. Well, we'll get to that in a second. What they did was, you have this Mini-Mag. You really like it. You're used to carrying it. It does do the job for you, but you'd like the convenience of the power saving of an LED bulb, and you'd like the increase in shock resistance that an LED bulb gives you. So what do? Well, if you're a company like Night Eyes, you come up with the Upgrade Combo Kit. This contains a new reflector with 3 LEDs and a little warning LED to show that you've got low battery life that simply plugs into and replaces the contact plate and incandescent bulb inside your Mini-Mag. And in the original kits they didn't offer this, but they also offer now a waterproof on-off. So once you've got that battery switch open, or closed rather, so you do get electricity to the LED and it's firing. Instead of screwing it back and forth, you simply push the button on the end cap and it turns the light off. So again, $7. So what if you do the upgrade, now you're up to $14. All the ruggedness that you had in the other light and the weatherproofing with the addition of the LED. So that's what we're going to do to that one, because then we're going to do a side by side. But the problem is, remember I said you replace the reflector. Remember the reflector, the thing that moves in and out when you turn the head of the light and focuses the light? This is non-focusable, just like this light. This light is non-focusable. Whoops, where is it? My light. Too many lights. My light is non-focusable. It turns on, it turns off. But in my job, that's fine. I didn't need the focusing or even the amazing distance, because I do up close work in the street working on cables and electronic equipment. So I didn't need maybe some of the light flexibility that the older Mini-Mag offered me. But a lot of people said, well, you know, that's great and the batteries are lasting forever and this is a very bright light, but I really wish there was a way I could combine the two. Well, Night Eyes, of course, had another cup of coffee and now have come up with LED Upgrade Combo 2. They've, instead of taking the 3 LEDs, as technology has improved, this is a couple of years difference, they now have a single LED, which replaces the 3 LED system and allows you to be able to focus again from wide to narrow because the reflector moves, and it allows the ruggedness and battery saving convenience of the LED, and there's another on-off switch for the belly. So 2 versions of the LED combo available. They're both $7. No difference in price, just focusability like the old light or the upgrade like the new light. Now, I have never used one of these. Just saw this, grabbed it. I have done a number of these, and they're fairly simple. It's something you can do in about 5 minutes. We're going to look at it here. But anyway, so there's the conversion kits to take one of these, standard incandescent, and turn it into a good, rugged LED flashlight, now retaining the focusability of the old system. So that's what we're going to be doing. And then, of course, because somebody in marketing says, hey, you know what, we're giving away the farm here. Let's come out with our own version of it. They came out with, again, okay, sorry I had a little interruption here. I had to stop the camera for a minute. So, anyway, Night Eyes came, or rather Mini-Mag, came out with, Maglite came out with a pre-built LED flashlight. You'll notice that it is slightly longer. Where is it? Oh, ever try grabbing those things while looking through the viewfinder? It's slightly longer than the older light, but it has the LED in it, and it has the reflector, so the focusability is assured. Now this is 21 bucks. You may want to forego all the little conversion things and just go out and get yourself the $21 one. It is a... Of course, these always seat a little hard at first when you first get them in, but it doesn't take long. And once that's tight, again, simply by unscrewing it, you have the LED, and it does focus. Now notice, where in the incandescent, we'll look at that later, when you focused, it changed the whole pattern. This just changes the focal point. Okay? So that's something to look at too. All right. So part 2, we'll be taking our existing incandescent Maglites and batteries and converting them to LED flashlights like I did with my work light. To answer your questions, we'll be doing that in part 2. See you in just a minute.